let's check audio like I always do. Make sure we're good. Alright, let's check audio like I always do. Make sure we're good. Alright, audio is good. Okay, guys. I'm jumping back into Madden. For those of y'all that checked out the Hitman Absolution live stream, I had 4 of those, but I was able to finish the game relatively quickly. That was a good break from the Madden gaming, but I'm back. And today and tonight, following a epic Monday Night Football win by the Seattle Seahawks over the Philadelphia Eagles, we're getting into the nitty-gritty of my Cowboys, who dropped another embarrassing loss on the road to the Buffalo Bills. So we are in. So this is a Cowboys rebuild that I started in October. I want to say actually after the team lost to the 49ers, because that was a game where it was bad Dak. And you know what? Against Buffalo yesterday, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know, Dak didn't play well, and good quarterbacks are able to rise above when everything is going wrong around them. You know, obviously Jonathan Hankins was hurt, and James Cook ran for over 200 yards, and it was a complete disaster, and Dallas lost 31-10 in a critical late season game. But we're continuing with a rebuild that I started centered around no Dak Prescott. So now I got to get myself reacquainted with the roster that I have going into 2024. But the biggest thing that I want you guys to understand about this is pretty much like every Cowboys franchise that anybody starts with in any Madden, especially over the last couple of years, we don't have money. We don't have cap room. We really don't have cap room to spend. So I'm going to go to team salaries right here, and you're going to see it right there. We only have $1.7 million of cap space right now. That's not good. Zach Martin, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Tyron Smith, although he may retire at the end of this season, I don't know. DeMarcus Lawrence, Trayvon Diggs are some of the guys that are taking up most amount of money. We, of course, did bring back Stephon Gilmore, and I'll show you guys the roster here in a second. We still have Leighton Vander Esch, even though in real life I think his career could potentially be over if that neck injury is as serious as we think. But this is different. That's right. Drake May is our new starting quarterback. We were able to draft him because we traded with the New England Patriots, I believe. We gave them Dak Prescott, and in exchange, we were able to get the second pick of the draft. And I don't know who took Caleb Williams. I forgot who had the number 1 selection. But we had the number 2 selection, so we were able to draft Drake May from North Carolina. And as you guys, and if any football fans out there are familiar with, this is a real player. He is probably going to be the second quarterback off the board in real life of the draft. So Drake May is our new starting quarterback. Right now he's a 74 overall. But we still have Trey Lance here just in case things don't work out with Drake May or he gets injured, because that could very well happen, because sometimes you never know with rookie quarterbacks in this game. And I've never really gone a first season with a rookie quarterback in this game. So this will kind of be new for me. So we'll see kind of how that works. We still have Cooper Rush as our third stringer. I just want to keep him around for this year. But after next year, he's probably going to be let go. We brought back Zeke. We brought Zeke home. Tony Pollard was getting expensive. We couldn't afford to keep him. We were able to get Zeke on a cheaper deal. 80 overall, but that could go up during the season, but we'll see. Does Zeke have anything left in the tank? We'll have to see this season. We still got Deuce Vaughn, and we got Jaquavius Marks, who was a rookie we drafted out of Mississippi State. He is a real player. And fullback is still Hunter Lipke. We still got CeeDee Lamb here, Gallup, and Brandon Cooks, who we did re-sign. So we still have our receiver trio. Tolbert's still here. Turpin's still here. We drafted Mario Williams out of USC. Hopefully he can develop a little bit. And we still have Jalen Brooks. I'm excited about Mario Williams being here because something tells me that Turpin and Tolbert and maybe even Cooks may have to depart due to the salary cap situation. So getting Mario Williams on the shelf and keeping him there for maybe a year or two will help out with this rebuild around a rookie quarterback in Drake May. We still have Jake Ferguson, and we have Luke Schoonmaker and Peyton Hendershot still here. We did bring him back. Tyron Smith is still here, but something tells me this may be his last ride based on injuries. We did draft Kingsley Suamaya out of BYU. He's a rookie left tackle because, like I said, I think Smith is going to retire pretty soon. And we still have Westlaco. We still have Tyler Smith here. Asim Richards going to back him up. We still have Biotish, our only center. We still have Zach Martin. We're going to have TJ Bass still here. And we still have Terrence Steele and Josh Ball. We weren't able to really do a whole lot in free agency except bring Zeke back to fill a glaring need at running back. And I didn't really want to draft a rookie running back because we needed a new quarterback more than that. And making a trade was something I really didn't want to do. I wanted to try it with Drake May as our rookie quarterback and see how that all goes. And we still have DeMarcus Lawrence and we have Fehoko. We still have Micah. Sam Williams is still here. I don't know how much longer Sam's going to be here, though. We still have Odigizua, Mozzie Smith, and Chauncey Goldstein are still here. Unfortunately, we had to let Jonathan Hankins walk. So some of our positions are a little bit deficient in some areas. And our only left outside linebacker is Chris Braswell, a rookie out of Alabama. You know, he's good right now at a 71 overall, but we need to get this linebacking core revamped. Now, Overshown is going to be able to play this season because, like in real life, he was injured the whole season. We couldn't use him. So he'll probably move around a little bit. Van Der Esch is still here. We still have Clark here. And we still have Karen Coleman, a rookie linebacker out of Ole Miss, who we drafted as well. We still have Diggs, who's going to be, healthy this season after being injured. I brought back Stephon Gilmore for, I think, one more season just to see what he could do. I did change his number to 23 so we could give Zeke 21 back. We still have Deron Bland. Jason Marshall Jr., we drafted out of Florida, a corner, just because we need some depth there. We still have Nashawn Wright and Eric Scott Jr. Hooker's still here. McQuamu's still here. Donovan Wilson and Wanye Thomas. And Brandon Aubrey and Brian Anger. So the roster looks pretty much the same. We've just lost some bigger players in some areas, and the roster really is kind of bare bones. We don't have a lot of players. So we're going to go ahead and kind of simulate through the preseason, and, there's no question about it. Drake May is going to be our starter unless he gets hurt, and then we'll put Trey Lance in there. Now, if things get tough at the end of the season, we might have to do something else. Talk to a veteran about mentoring your first rounder. And because we're Mike McCarthy, we can actually do the breakout scenarios, meaning we can, get veterans to talk to our rookies and help them develop during the season. So that's going to be a little bit different as opposed to being the owner in this situation. Mostly because I think McCarthy will be, So he wants to mentor Kinsley. That's great. Obviously, we need that. Let's go run blocking, actually. Just because we want to get that running game up. Run block power. I think that's good. Sounds good. Spend some extra time with him. So Zach Martin is going to help out our rookie left tackle. So that's good. We got still, even though Dak isn't here, we still got a lot of big veterans around us that are going to hopefully pay off. All right, so we did lose our first preseason game to the Titans, 38-22. Looks like we weren't really competitive in that game. I mean, then again, we don't have much of a second string. Our second string really is, this season could potentially actually not be a playoff season. In the first year of this rebuild, we actually did make the playoffs, but we lost in the first round of the Green Bay Packers. And at that point, because I'm going to be the anti-Jerry Jones and say it's time to move on. We got to get a new quarterback in here, and it's time to get stuff taken care of. All right, so Brandon Cooks is wanting to mentor Mario Williams. I definitely like that. I think catching traffic is something good that he can mentor him at. I should have gone for something with speed because that's what Cooks has, but, it is what it is. Okay, so we got another mentoring opportunity. I guess DeMarcus Lawrence is helping out a rookie. I mean, we drafted a good number of rookies this year that'll probably play in the next couple of years, so the mentors are trying to get there. Obviously, a rookie player for the first time. I agree. Keep working with him. Rookie schooling. Yeah, of course. Zach Martin's going to be a good teammate. He's going to continue to mentor the guys. That's what we want. That's what we want to see. Training camp standout. Let's see what this scenario is here. I might not do all these breakout scenarios because right now it's already getting kind of tedious, and I want to kind of get through the season and see where we go. Strong camp is Kingsville in the preseason. Where has he improved the most? Sure, tackling. All right, so Clark is getting some good reps, and he's getting better. So that's good. All right. So I want to get through preseason because I want to go ahead and get to cut days if we even can cut any players, because something tells me we actually may be under 53. I could be wrong, but we'll see when we get there. And we lost our second preseason game, so we actually won our last one. Okay, so we beat the Jaguars 13-10. So that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and go to manage stat because we got some skill points to spend here. So let's kind of get to spending. And you know what? Let's get some. Let's see if we can get our offensive coordinator Duncan, give him some upgrades, because I mean he's going to need to help develop a rookie quarterback. So that's going to be pretty big for us. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's. Oh, that's 27. We don't have enough money for that. Do we have money for this? All right, we do with the footwork. We'll do that. We only have 1 point left, so we can't spend anything with that. But we just gave some points to our offensive coordinator, Duncan, so that'll help. All right, I'm not going to do that breakout scenario. Let's just advance to the next week and get to cut days. I don't know if we even got to cut any players because something tells me that our roster is so small that we probably don't even have to cut any players. But let's see. Yeah, we're actually at 51 players. We don't even have 53 men on the roster. All right, so let's go ahead and choose the draft class. Let's go ahead and get the 2025 draft class in here, and we'll keep that going, just like I've done with all the different rebuilds, you know. Let's go with them. Let's see. Oh, no, wait, hold on a second. Okay, did I select the wrong one? No, okay, all right. Download that file. Overwrite. I just do override every time when I download these because you never know. They could have changed some things. They could have updated a little bit. I know there's still a good number of people playing on old gen, but I don't know. Okay, so this looks correct. These are all the guys, you know, like Marvin Jones Jr., Cade is in here. Okay, so these are definitely all the real-life rookies that are projected to be in the draft in 2025. So that's accurate. Okay, so set season goal. This is kind of hairy because I'm going to say, okay, you know what? Y'all, I hope this doesn't bite me so much, but I'm going to just say 7 wins because I'd love to say like at least, you know, double-digit wins, but I don't want to guarantee making the playoffs because I don't know if we will with this roster just because we have a rookie quarterback. So I'm going to commit to 7 wins. I know that's a low mark, but we got a rookie quarterback in here for a reason. This is a rebuild. The biggest thing I'm hoping is that we don't get Mike McCarthy fired in this season, because then I'm going to have to start everything over again, and I don't want to have to do that. That's why it's kind of tough for me to keep, you know, making his debut this week. We've seen it in the past. Tough. What are you expecting this week? Show flashes. Just flashes. You know, we're playing against the Giants to open the season, so we'll see how things kind of go. All right. Well, as I typically do with all of these rebuilds, let's see. I think hire and assign scouts is something I can't really do very much of. So they're I'm just going to keep them where they are. We're not going to mess with this. Let's go. Okay. So let's simulate to the middle of the season and see where we are. Our overall is still pretty good. We have, you know, 85 overall, 87 offense, 85 defense, or maybe it's the other way around. So we'll see what happens at the middle of the season. Is Drake May playing well? Is he struggling? You know, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I just committed to 7 wins because if we don't make the playoffs, then McCarthy may get fired, and I don't want McCarthy to get fired while I'm controlling him, because it shouldn't define him that he has a rookie quarterback and that we're starting over with a new quarterback, because we just want to. That's the scenario that we've created in this rebuild, and that's what we're sticking to. We're not going to, you know, try to get Dak back just because, we're going with this is the direction we're going, because this is a Dallas rebuild, because I want to see realistically, is this team capable of winning a Super Bowl even in Madden through mostly simulation with a lot of talent around him around even a rookie quarterback like Drake May out of North Carolina. That's what we're trying to see. That's what we're trying to see what we can do. All right. Well, we're at week 7 now, so let's see where we are. Hopefully we're not in too much trouble. Okay, solid start. We're 5-2, but a lot of other teams are 5-2 as well. The Eagles and the Commanders are 5-2 just like us. The Giants are 2-5, so I think they'll probably be the basement dwellers this year. So we're off to a good start. Off to a pretty good start in May's rookie season. So not bad. I don't know. I'll look at his stats maybe towards the latter part of the season, but we will see. Okay, so let's just take care of the scouting national focus. Let's go to the negotiating screen and see whose contracts are up, because I gotta imagine there's gonna be a lot of them. Oh, okay. I gotta change this. I gotta change the camera. Sorry guys. Okay, camera's in the bottom left now, so that's fixed. Yeah, I just had to fix that, guys. Let me check, make sure. Okay, good. Because I couldn't see how much cap room we had because it's on the right of the screen, so I had to change that. I keep forgetting that sometimes when I play different games, I have to change where the camera is. Okay. Oh, man. This is... Lamb's interest is not up there at all. Oh, my God. Look at this. Okay, alright. Wow. Look at all these big names. All these big names. Jeez. Well, no, they're not. Well, a lot of these guys are big. Okay, well, look, I don't... Okay. Let's just see what this neutral offer does. Happy to sign. Okay, so we got CD, because at the very least, I want to keep him. Please. Okay, Martin... He may retire after the season and do one more year. Excited to sign. Okay. Well, that just ate up a boatload of cap space. 2 more years. D-Law. Excited. Okay. $63 million now. Okay, Stephon Gilmore, we're going to let you walk away. We can't afford to keep you much longer. And you're going to probably retire at the end of the season anyway, so I'm not really going to bother with it. And, Tyron Smith... We'll come back to you. Van Der Esch, I'm going to let him walk. We're going to get a new middle linebacker. And Cooks, we're going to do the same thing with you. We're going to let you walk. Odigizua, I think we can probably bring back for a couple more years. Exactly the offer. Good. Okay, so we got Odigizua. That's fine. I'll take that. All right. Now, Zeke, as much as I love you and you've been one of my favorite players in recent Cowboys memory, you're still getting up there in age, dude. Now, Anger, maybe. McQuamu can go. Turpin can go. Goldstein can go. Wright can definitely go. Hendershot, you can go. Thomas, you can go. A lot of the rest of these guys are essentially out of here. Maybe, I think I'm going to consider keeping Anger, but... yeah, a lot of these guys are going to go. I'm still on the fence about Tyron Smith because I still would like to keep him here for one more year to help with blocking for Drake May, but the price is getting up there. It's tough. Okay. Well, we've got a big game this week against the Washington Commanders. We got to go into Washington and beat them. They're 5-2, so hopefully this is a game, if we win, we can actually finally get some distance in the NFC East. Right now, the Eagles are in first place, and we actually play the Eagles next week. So we got 2 key divisional games right next to each other. And we beat the Commanders, so we are now in first place, in sole possession of first place in the NFC East. So that's great. Let's view weekly awards, and let's see if anybody won anything. Damon Clark won NFC Defensive Player of the Week. 6 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. All right, well, he obviously returned one of them for a score, so good for Clark. All right. So we got another big game against the Eagles this week. They had a bye week, so they're still 5-2. So we got a new injury. Who's hurt? Who is hurt? Stephon Gilmore. He's done for the year. Torn pectoral. Place on IR. Stephon Gilmore. Welcome to the retirement home, man. Man, what a gut punch. Do I go out and get another corner, or do I let it ride for this week? Because we're basically back to, in a way, with Diggs being okay now. Okay, well, that definitely settles it. We are not re-signing Gilmore because he's unfortunately going to end his career on an injury. So, unfortunate for us, but it is what it is. Let's go to upgrade players first. Let's go ahead and take care of that. Do we go out and do we go out and get another corner? Because, you know, I think we just need to, let's just see who's out here. Let's see who's out here. If there's anybody any good. Maybe somebody that's like in the 70s or something like that. Corners. William Jackson III is the highest rated corner available in free agency. So is Chris Harris Jr. You know, Harris Jr. actually fits our scheme. So let's go with him. Let's sign him just for the rest of the season to help with the loss of Gilmore. And let's see what his number's looking like. I think he wears number 25, so let's see what his number is now. All right. Let's kind of see what this does to our depth chart, how it kind of looks. Now, I don't know what Bland's overall is looking like. I'd have to imagine it's decent. So Bland is actually rated higher than Harris Jr., but, you know, Bland in the 80, but you know what? I think getting Harris Jr. in here is still going to help based off of just the experience and just to have some help, some more experienced help. Basically what Gilmore is with, like, you know, being older and, you know, can be more of a mentor. So just want a little bit of security back there. So Harris will give you number 20. He'll wear number 20 this season for us. And we've got him for the back half of the season with Stephon Gilmore out for the season. Unfortunate. 88 overall is pretty good. 12 years in the league, and unfortunately this is probably going to be his last year in the league. But we got Chris Harris Jr. in here to help out on the back end with, you know, some more experience at corner. So I think that's going to help out. But we got a big game this week against the Eagles. It's a big test for Drake and the offense, so hopefully we can get a win. Based on the fact that we're having a decent start to the season, I'm guessing Zeke is actually playing pretty decently. And we beat the Eagles by 6 in a big-time shootout. So we're 7-2. The Eagles are dropped to 5-3. Commanders are 5-4. So we're in a pretty good spot right now. Let's actually go ahead and check out this bye week press conference and see what the media has to say about our start with a rookie quarterback, because we've been doing well. Coach, I'd be happy in the bye week first place. Special plans for the week off. Team bonding retreat. We're going to go on a retreat to team bonding. Too relaxed. Well, they deserve it at least for this week. And I don't know who we've got next week, but hopefully it's going to be a little bit on the... Yeah, we got the Panthers next week. Something tells me the Panthers are not that great, so that should be a win anyway. And we actually got some staff skill points to spend, so let's go ahead and do that. So we'll take care of that. I want to take a look actually at the injury report once again, because it said I was able to upgrade Gilmore, but he's out for the year. I mean, yeah, 22. Yeah, he's there's no way he can return. 21 weeks. That's it. He's done for the year. Okay, so let's get back to negotiating and see. Let's take a look and maybe who we can still negotiate with. So Gilmore, you know, enjoy retirement, man. I'm sorry. Van Der Esch, we let us walk. Coach, we're going to let you walk. Anger, let's go ahead and actually focus on bringing him back for at least one more season. Happy to sign. Okay, so we've got our punter back. It's pretty good, pretty solid punter, so we don't have to worry about that. And I think Aubrey's still under contract too, so we don't have to worry about him going away either just yet. So that'll be nice. Luxury we still have. You know, Harris Jr. is a one-year rental, so he's going to be gone at the end of the season. We're not going to re-sign him because Bland's actually developed pretty well, so we're going to go with him, and we may draft another corner this year to help with some more depth back there. We'll see how it kind of goes. I'm on the fence about if I want to bring Zeke back or not. What a 2-year deal for you. Happy to sign. Okay, so Zeke's going to come back for 2 more years. I just want some solidity at running back, and he fits our scheme. He still does. So that's what we're going with. Tyron Smith, we're going to come back to you at the end of the season, man. We just wanted to get some of the easier negotiations out of the way so that we can focus on you towards the back half, you know. Okay. This time, let's focus on our defensive coordinator, Brendan Washington, a.k.a. the fake Dan Quinn. Let's give him some points if we can. Let's upgrade squared up. Let's give him points here. We still have 9 points we can spend. Can we spend some on this side of the tree? I think we can. I guess we can. Let's go to player personnel. Or is all these higher? Okay. Let's go back to the offensive coordinator. $8 for fancy footwork. Okay, let's do that. And of course, that leaves us with just 1 point. So no more skill points to spend here, so we'll move on. Talent tree's looking a little better for Duncan and Washington, and McCarthy too. So our staff is developing pretty well. We have a pretty good staff, so I think that's definitely something that the fans are excited about. All right, let's get through the rest of this bye week, and we're going to get ready for our next game in Week 11 against the Panthers. I don't know why the Panthers are looking in Bryce Young's second season, but so I underestimated them. They're actually looking pretty good. They're 7-2. We're 7-2. They must be on top of the NFC South. So that's pretty big. Let's go ahead and upgrade some players while we have the chance. So let's do that. Week 11 against Carolina. This is going to be pretty big for us. Let's go ahead and take care of that. All right, big one against the Panthers this week. They're actually a surprise this season. Hopefully we don't lose this one. And we don't. We win by 16. Awesome. This has been a really, really good year for Drake May's rookie season. He's probably going to win Rookie of the Year based on how well we're doing this year. So, at least this year, we're proving that we can win without Dak. So, you know, we got a lot of talent on this team. It's loaded. It's still pretty loaded on offense and defense, and you know, we're making some good moves. All right, so we're 8-2 we're 8-2. We're obviously still in first place in the NFC East. Eagles 6-4. Commanders 5-6. So Commanders, I feel like, have pretty much all but dropped out of the race for the division title. We still have to worry about the Eagles because we're only 2 games ahead of them. So, you know, we can't really lose ground. And we still got some, you know, tough games coming up. We got the Bengals, and, you know, Commanders are still going to be a little bit of a challenge because they're still thinking they can fight for the division title. And I don't know if the Steelers are better this year, and the Browns are probably going to be tough because Nick Chubb is back this season. So, no cakewalks. We haven't really had a cakewalk game probably since we played the Giants in Week 1. I mean, yeah. And obviously, you know, Joe Burrow's healthy this year. You know, last year he was hurt. So that's also pretty big. And fortunately, we take care of business. We beat the Bengals by 5. and we're still looking pretty good. We're 9-2. We have 6 games left to try to roll into the playoffs, and you know, this is shaping up to be a pretty good season. Let's see in the playoff picture what our current seeding is. So we actually have the best record in the NFC right now at 9-2. How about that for a rookie quarterback, Drake May, coming in with a lot of pressure on him? We bring back Zeke to replace Tony Pollard for our run game. We still have a lot of the same weapons that Dak had, and this team is the same. It's actually I think honestly we're a little bit better this year than we were last year with Dak. I forgot what our record was. I know that we were a wild card team and we had to go on the road, but right now we're doing better with a rookie quarterback in there. Drake May is playing out of his mind. Now, the Patriots with Dak are actually doing okay. They're the 5th seed in the AFC, so them getting Dak does help bring some life back into the Patriots after they've been looking for a new quarterback. I'm sure Mac Jones is still on the team, but they haven't exactly gotten rid of him yet, but they probably will after this season or the next year. Just let his contract run out and keep rolling with Dak. So, Panthers are the number 2 seed. Seahawks are 3rd. Packers are 4th. We've got the Rams at 5, the Eagles at 6, and the 49ers at 7. AFC, Dolphins are looking pretty good. Raiders at 2, Jaguars at 3, Bengals at 4, Patriots 5th. Kansas City 6th. That's a little bit surprising. And Buffalo at 7th. Not too surprising, but, I mean, Buffalo can be off sometimes. They can be on sometimes. A little bit inconsistent. But anyway, we still have, 6 games left in the regular season. So that whole playoff picture could change in the next couple of weeks. So we'll see what happens. Okay. This is kind of a little bit of a big one against the Commanders, I want to say. Even though they're 5-7, this is still a divisional matchup. I don't think we're going to give up too much ground in the standings of the NFC East, but it's still big. All right, and we have won yet again. We won only by a point, but we took care of business against Washington. Unfortunately, I have 0 points, so I don't know why they're telling me I can spend points on the staff. But anyway. All right, and this week we got a matchup against the 6-6 Steelers. They're fighting for potentially a wild card spot, but still, that's, they're still struggling a little bit with either Trubisky or Pickett probably is their quarterback right now. So, Steelers game. This one should be a little bit of an easier game. Hopefully we don't lay a goose. Hopefully we don't lay an egg in Week 14 and take care of business in this game. And we beat the Steelers by 19, so kind of blew them out a little bit. And looks like we got some guys winning some weekly awards. Micah Parsons, 4 tackles and 4 sacks. Had a field day working over the offense of the... And Baker Mayfield plays for the Raiders? Goodness. Well, Cleveland is actually not as good this year as I thought they were. They're 5-8, so this is a game that we really shouldn't have too many problems with, if you ask me. I guess we're kind of getting into a stretch. We're going to play a few easier opponents. We're playing the Giants the week after this, and they're the bottom, and they're in the basement at I think they only have 2 wins on the season. No, 4 wins. So they're 4-9. So, we're going to have a pretty easy game in that one, I would think. But hey, the Browns can still be pretty tough. They still have Myles Garrett, and I'm pretty sure Nick Chubb is back. So hopefully we don't lose this one, and we don't. We win by 12 against the Browns. I don't know how many games in a row we've won, but it's a lot. Let me actually go to our schedule and see how many games in a row that we've won. Because so far, since I've been doing the simulation, we haven't lost a game. At least since I picked it up. So our first loss of the year, we lost on the road to the Titans by 3. And we lost to the Lions at home by only 1 point. But since that Week 5 loss, we've won 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games in a row. I don't know when the last time was the Cowboys had a 9-game winning streak. I don't even think that hasn't even happened this season, and I don't really think it happened last season. So to win 9 games in a row with a rookie quarterback and Drake May playing as well as he has is big news. It's big news. He's playing very well in his rookie year. He's probably going to win Rookie of the Year at this point. He's leading us to the best record in the NFC right now. We're going to win the NFC East by a landslide. So this is pretty good. I'm feeling good about making the decision to go get away from Dak and have a rookie come in. But we still have to play the season. We got a game against the Giants this week. They can still be dangerous. I'm sure they probably still have Daniel Jones as their quarterback. I don't think DeVito is taken over in this universe, if you will. All right, we beat the Giants by 20. So once again, 10 in a row for the Cowboys. 10 wins in a row. We're 13-2. We got to argue. We're playing like the best team in the NFL right now. We have to really fall off a cliff to have a early exit in the playoffs this year, if you ask me. I don't see that happening. All right. I was a little worried this season. I know I said 7 wins. I set the bar low, but I should have gone higher. But I was just cautiously optimistic because you never know with a rookie quarterback. And I haven't done one of these rebuilds that was with a rookie quarterback. So this was new territory for me. Sorry, guys. My allergies are bothering me just a little bit. All right, so we got the 8-7 Ravens. I don't really know what kind of positioning they are. Let's go to the playoff picture. Are they even in contention for a playoff spot right now? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so obviously nothing's changed for us. Panthers are still at 2. Seahawks are still at 3. So I think the only change is that the Vikings are in the 6th seed now and the Eagles are at the 5th seed. Patriots have dropped to the 6th seed now, and the Chiefs are in the 7th seed, so that's surprising. But like us, the Dolphins are running away with the AFC, so that's what we're. So that's pretty much the same as what we had before. All right. Well, hopefully we don't falter with the last few games of the season, and we don't. Yeah. All right, let's beat the Ravens. Hopefully we take care of business in this one and we don't lose. Because right now we're on a 10-game winning streak, and it's extended to 11. 11 in a row. How about that? I think, honestly, also getting Chris Harris Jr. in here, even though it's only going to be for the rest of the season, to basically fill in for our veteran corner lacking with Stephon Gilmore out for the year. I think that was probably a little bit bigger than I kind of realized because it just continues to keep us boosted there. So, you know. Well, the Eagles it looks like are going to also make the playoffs. They're currently 9-7. They would be in as the 5th seed right now. We play them. I think if we beat them, they're still going to be in. But if we lose, I don't really think we lose any ground in the NFC standings. We shouldn't. So hopefully we beat the Eagles this week to get into the playoffs and, you know, going swinging. You know what I mean? Actually, before we do that, let's check out the negotiating screen here, and let me take a look at Tyron Smith. Let me see if anybody has gotten happier or more sad, you know, that they don't want to come back. All right. Well, all the rest of these guys, starting with Harris, starting with you know all the rest of these guys, I've already made decisions on them. Gilmore, I could debate, but you know what? He's more than likely going to retire, so I'm not going to deal with that. Let's actually finally take a look at Tyron Smith. Can he give us one more year? He's excited to stay. Okay, but that drops our cap room down to $26 million. So, unfortunately, we're once again going to have a lot of cap tied into some older veterans at the positions that I feel like we need to keep solidified, especially with Drake May as a rookie quarterback, because he may be a rookie, but he's got a very experienced all-pro line in front of him with future Hall of Famers, at least 2 of them. So he's been able to do well this season because of that. Okay. Let's see if we can beat the Eagles in the final game of the regular season, because we beat them. Maybe they'll have a tougher time getting into the playoffs. But something tells me even if they lose to us, they're still in. And unfortunately, we lost our first game, and we got 2 new injuries going into the playoffs. I don't like the look of this, guys. All right, who's hurt? And Osa Odigizua, he tore his pectoral as well. Same injury as Gilmore. Wow. So right before the playoffs, we lose our starting defensive tackle. Well, at this point, we're not going to be able to pick up anybody with really impressive credentials off the scrap heap. Man, that really bites. So we're putting him on IR for sure. And Damon Clark has a dislocated ankle out for 7 weeks. And Micah Parsons is out for 1 week with a back strain. So he's going to miss the first playoff game. Wow, our first playoff game just got a lot harder. Okay, well, Micah, you're going to be able to come back, so we're not going to mess with you. Damon Clark out for 7 weeks. There's no way he's going to be able to be back in time, even if we make it all the way to the Super Bowl. So let's go pass coverage. But, we got to put him on IR. Because he's not going to be able to come back even if we make it to the Super Bowl. Place on IR. Man, so not only did we lose to the Eagles by 3 in an ugly game, but we lost our starting defensive tackle and our starting right outside linebacker for the rest of the season, for the rest of the playoffs. Okay, well, I hate to do this going into the playoffs. Let's upgrade the staff first. Wow, this road to a Super Bowl with our rookie quarterback just got a lot harder. Let's upgrade some stuff for McCarthy this time, because he's probably going to need some upgrades for the playoffs. 8. Does anything cost 8 points or no? Not for McCarthy. His stuff is out of range for us. That costs 24. We can't afford that. What about defensive coordinator? Nope. Nope. All right, we'll save those 8 points for hopefully next week if we get past next week. Okay, well, we have the bye week, so that actually helps us out a little bit with Micah's injury. He's going to be able to, we're going to be able to rest up a little bit. But more importantly, we can go ahead and bring in some guys to fill in the void for Osa and Clark while they're out for the year. Golly, that is frustrating. That's demoralizing. All right, so let's take a look at right outside linebackers and let's see who's out here. Trevis Gibson is the highest rated guy. Kyle Van Noy is out there as well. So let's actually bring him in because he fits the scheme. We got to bring him in. We need team over the cap, so we can't even bring him in. Wow. So let me go and see if we can release some practice squad guys maybe and be able to create some extra room. Not a lot of room, but a little bit of room. Can we actually just go ahead and cut Cooper Rush? No, it'll incur a penalty. I don't want to deal with any penalties. What about maybe one of the receivers? What about Brooks? Can we get rid of him and not deal with any cap penalties? Sorry, Brooks. We need to create some cap space to sign some help for the playoffs. He's a good young receiver, but we're bringing Tyron Smith back, so Wetzlaco, can we get rid of you? And incur a penalty, so I'm not doing that. We only have 2 defensive tackles that can play, Mozzie Smith and Chauncey Goldstein. Having 2 defensive tackles is not ideal. We could potentially have our rookie, Kari Coleman, at 65 overall out of Ole Miss starting at right outside linebacker if we can't make any cap room. That stinks. Can we cut Nashawn Wright? Just get it over with. It will incur a penalty. Okay, well, we're not going to do that then. Oh, boy. How about Eric Scott? Can we cut him? It will incur a penalty. All right, well, we can't do that either. Okay, well, I don't know if Kyle Van Noy, we can afford to bring somebody on of his caliber. You can actually upgrade players? Okay. Let's go ahead and do that then. We just had to cut Jalen Brooks because we need to make some room. All right. We may have to settle for somebody less than Van Noy. I don't know if we have enough room to make this happen. Cap hit. Desired contract. Can't afford him. What about defensive tackles? Maybe we can deal with having our linebackers out, but defensive tackle, let's see if we can bring anybody to help. Shelby Harris. Can we afford him? Probably not. Put your team over the cap. Okay. Let's sign somebody who's a little bit lesser. Can we bring back Hankins? You can't even afford him either. Okay, well, we are going into the playoffs with rookies at left and right outside linebacker, and Mozzie Smith is our starting defensive tackle. Let me look at this depth chart. Let me make a couple of adjustments. Overshown, I think, is going to have to play some of the linebackers on the side. So, Coleman, Overshown. Okay, so you know what? Let's put Overshown over there. And let's keep Van Der Esch there. Overshown will back him up on that side. And let's have Sam Williams already starting at right end. Okay. Well, oh yeah, Parsons is still hurt, but he'll be back. Okay. So we'll make this adjustment as we get ready for the actual first playoff game, because Parsons is out for the wild card week, but he'll be able to play next week. So let's advance to next week. Let's just get to our first playoff game, and we'll make some adjustments. It's not going to adjust anything with the cap, but let's go ahead and take a look at the depth chart now, and let's see what we're looking like. Our first playoff game is the divisional round against the Rams. Let's put Sam Williams as our right outside linebacker. We're going to have to make some adjustments here, guys. Let's have Overshown be out there. We're going to have Mozzie Smith, and we're going to have Goldstein there. Right end. We got Micah back for the playoffs, so he'll be good to go. We got D-Law. Bottom line is our defensive line, even though our edge rushers, DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons, have to get home this week. We're going up against Matthew Stafford. The Rams are still a decent ball club. They've probably made some improvements, so this is it. All right, going into the playoffs with the rebuilt team, we're undermanned We're undermanned on defense big time, but we just got to hope that our offense can score a lot of points because we've had a lot of high-scoring games this season, mostly because our offense has played really well under Drake May as a rookie. But still, our defense is going to have to make some stops. So, the Panthers beat the Vikings in the wild card round, and the Rams upset the Packers, so that's surprising. And the Seahawks beat the Eagles. So, it's the Panthers against the Seahawks and us against the Rams. On the AFC side, the Chiefs beat the Raiders, the Bengals beat the Jets, and the Jaguars beat the Bills. So we got Bengals, Jaguars, Chiefs, and Dolphins in the AFC. So that's the way that it's shaping up for 2024. Okay, so here we go. Let's get ready for this divisional round game. The divisional round, now, this is a different universe. So, the divisional round has still been the Achilles heel of this team. Dak struggled to get this team past these kind of games. Can Drake May, a rookie quarterback and potential rookie of the year out of North Carolina, get it done and get us to a championship? That's what we're trying to do. On paper, we're better than the Rams, but we have a bunch of key injuries on defense. Our linebacking core has had to have a lot of shifting. We've got Overshown and we've got Sam Williams now there at linebacker. Even though those aren't their primary positions of left or right outside linebacker, it's what we have to do. Because Clark's out for the rest of the year, and so is Oso Digizua. So Mozzie Smith is going to have to be by himself, along with Chauncey Goldstein, switching up in and out. And we still have Gilmore out for the season as well. But we've been dealing with his injury, and we still have Chris Harris Jr. So we're going in this game undermanned. But I still have confidence that we can get this divisional win and get to the NFC Championship game. It's going to be my first opportunity to play with Drake May as our quarterback. So let's get it. Time to get this going. Okay, so we are starting off on defense. I'm actually kind of okay with that because I want to see what we're looking like. Micah, you're going to have to make something happen today, sir. We got them in a 3rd down and 10, but they immediately get the first down with Cup. Too easy. Hopefully my game doesn't freeze. Okay, good. It unfroze. Thank God. All right, still on defense. We got them in a 3rd down and 8. We got to get them off the field, guys.
We've got a 3rd down situation looming. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford.
Stafford has plenty of time, but he's short of the line to gain. Chris Harris Jr. was out there to make the stop. It's 4th down for the Rams. Are they going to go for it, or are they going to go for the field goal? They go for the field goal. And we're back on defense. We didn't do anything in our possession. Fireman. 3rd and inches.
Play coming up for this defense. They'll run with Gibson.
Oh my goodness, nobody there. Oh my God, that was... I picked the absolute wrong defense there. There's nobody over there. Jeez. Well, when we get a 1st round... Oh my goodness. Oh God. Down 24
well, this
to
offense
nothing.
has struggled. They have not scored yet. They trail, but a chance here late in the 2nd quarter to try to get some points on the board.
Oh,
and
God.
the Rams got him. They bring him down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
Come on, CD.
God,
oh my, come on, CD. Catch the ball. God, man.
Well, as you can see, they're not operating at full health today, partner. That's been a big story the last couple of weeks. But the bottom line, their record is solid, and you know that this is still a very dangerous team, even with those guys
we need
missing.
Points.
What they have shown us throughout this season is that this team has stayed focused, and some injuries, they're just not going to derail the momentum they built up all season long.
Interference, please.
And give their best performances.
Yes. Thank you. That's big. Okay, so we still got a chance.
Well, so much for winning the down. You put a lot of emphasis on because third
down
is key for offense
the
and
officials,
defense. Instead,
they bailed us out.
On the field and start a new set of
I'm not going to deny it.
Keeps himself upright.
Come on, Drake.
And they'll get this
one
to
first down.
about the 20-yard line. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Escaping the pressure right.
Check down.
That one complete to Elliott. And the result
Call
here,
timeout.
a pickup of 8.
Call timeout.
Leaves him with 2 to go on second
They
down.
I kind of didn't want to do the check down with Zeke there, but I just had to. We need 7 here, guys. I don't want to settle for 3.
Stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now a 2nd and 2. Looking to throw.
Gallup.
Yeah, he's got it.
Timeout.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
We need 7
The Cowboys going to use their second timeout.
Thank goodness
now.
for that pass interference penalty that bailed us out, because
to go in the first half of play.
I didn't want to run it.
He'll drop to throw.
Come on, Gallup. Gallup makes the catch. We're finally on the board, but still down by 17 points. Not ideal at all. Okay, we're in the red zone. We stopped him on defense. Let's get back in this game.
Opening drive, and they've got it first and goal.
Come on, Zeke.
Now Elliott. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Run it again.
Second and
We're
goal.
going to rely on the run a lot more,
but
but we can still do it.
Again, it's Elliott.
Come on, Elliott.
And good work there defensively.
All right, he's almost in the end zone.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's
still
third and
Zeke.
goal. Elliott.
Come on, Elliott. There we go. Feed Zeke. Let's go. All right, now we're back in this game. Big touchdown right there by Zeke. But the Rams scored again. And they scored. Oh, my God. Now we're in the fourth quarter.
Alert. Let's jump back in here. 1st and 10 at the 16.
I think
They'll
this
stick with a passing game as he looks to throw.
Position, perfect, touchdown, Brandon Cooks. Okay, so we're still fighting. First playoff game, defense getting shredded. Those injuries are taking their toll. There's no question about it. We're still down 18. This is a lost cause, guys.
3-score game in the 4th. They need points quickly. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Flushed out right. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, almost threw.
That nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. That is caught by Lamb. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And that's
hurry.
a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. They'll look to throw again. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Touchdown, Cowboys.
I think, but guys, this game is over.
It's a 2-score game in the 4th quarter. Onside kick coming up.
I don't even know how to do this properly.
Desperately needs the football. Oh, the Cowboys recovered it. Yes, Cowboy football.
We did? Unbelievable.
It's a 3rd down situation.
That did not travel 10 yards. I don't care what they said. We'll take it.
Is up to the task.
Well, we're going to make the score more respectable, but it's all for naught. Out of bounds, but it doesn't matter.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red.
We only have one timeout left.
Back to throw again.
Gallup.
And this is caught.
All right.
So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little
We have to recover another onside kick.
Fourth quarter.
All right, I'm going to do the same thing.
Kicking team down by 3.
I don't think this is going to work again.
And this is going to
nope,
be
it didn't. And we lose.
And that should just about put a capper on this
one. We just didn't fight it. We just didn't have a chance in this game. We got down way too many points super early.
This defense in need of a big
I
stop
don't even know why they put
game in the
fourth
quarter. Let's see if they can get that stop.
So we lose to the Rams in the divisional round by 3
moves
points.
On, and then of course there's the other side, and now they face what they don't want.
So, just like with Dak, we can't win a playoff game, even with a rookie quarterback in here. Wow. We still got a lot of work to do. We had the best record in the NFL, and we lose the first round of the playoffs. Not the first round, but we lost the divisional round playoff game to the Rams by 3 points, but we were down by a lot of points in this game. We just couldn't overcome all of the problems that we had. Drake May's going to win Rookie of the Year, but guys, that stings. I was worried about it because we had so many injuries, so many key injuries this season. We lost Odizua and we lost Clark for the rest of the season, so we had basically no linebackers. We had injuries with Stephon Gilmore. Parsons got nicked up at the end of the year. He probably wasn't playing at 100% out there. But that's the way that our season ends. And the Super Bowl is going to be between the Panthers and the Dolphins. The Panthers did beat the Rams the week after they beat us. And the Jaguars and the Dolphins beat the Chiefs. Jaguars beat the Bengals, so it's going to be Dolphins and Panthers in the Super Bowl. So we're still maybe a year or two away from getting us to a Super Bowl because there's going to be, we're not letting a whole lot of players walk. We did maintain a good amount of the core going into next season, but once again, I think we're going to be going into another off season where we're strapped for cash. So it's going to be tough to really get some, major upgrades, especially at linebacker, because that all 3 of the linebacker spots are positions that we really need to address this offseason because we had no depth, and I can't afford to go through another year like that with having no depth and having it happen. So Drake May is going to make the Pro Bowl. Zeke made the Pro Bowl. Brandon Cooks made the Pro Bowl. Unfortunately, we're just not going to be. We're just deciding not to keep him. Ferguson made it. So did Tyron Smith. So did Tyler Smith. Zach Martin. Any defensive players? Micah made it, of course. DeMarcus Lawrence made it. Trayvon Diggs made it. Malik Hooker. All right. So we had a lot of Cowboys in the Pro Bowl this year. Makes sense, though. I mean, we were one of the best teams in the NFL this year, but unfortunately just couldn't get it done. We had too many injuries and just couldn't overcome it in the playoffs. I mean, those were legitimate injuries. Those were our key players on defense. So, well, that trophy notification in the top left corner confirms what I thought. Drake May wins offensive, probably won Rookie of the Year. So, let's see. For the MVP race, did we have any Cowboys? Drake May finished 6th for the MVP voting. How about that? Coach of the Year, Mike McCarthy did win it. Good for him. So, the good thing is that as long as we're controlling Mike McCarthy, our job is definitely safe after this season. And probably next year and the year after that as well. So I think I'll be able to finish this rebuild. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Cooper Kupp. Zeke finished 5th. Okay. Gallup finished 7th. Okay. Defensive Player of the Year for the NFC. Micah finished 3rd. Nobody else. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Drake May. Let's go. Defensive Rookie of the Year. No Cowboys there. Best quarterback, Drake May. Best running back, Zeke finished 2nd. Best wide receiver, Gallup finished 4th. Cooks finished 7th. So CeeDee Lamb must have had a down year. Tyler Smith finished 3rd for best offensive lineman. Biotis finished 6th. Best defensive lineman, Micah finished 2nd. Nobody else. Best linebacker. None of the Cowboys linebackers in here. Best DB, Trayvon Diggs finished 4th. Deron Bland finished 6th. Best kicker, Brandon Aubrey, 8th. All right. So we did pick up we picked up a Rookie of the Year for Drake May. So he's developed already up to a 79 overall as a rookie. So that's pretty good. I'm excited about that. Yeah, he's developed well. Probably had a pretty good Pro Bowl as well. How about that for a rookie quarterback? We found something in Drake May. So that's the bright side of this. Definitely with the way things have gone. Kind of like Dak's rookie season. Really turned it up a notch. He played as well as he could have in the playoffs. He rallied like Dak did, but ultimately, unfortunately, it's the same result. We just can't get it done. Let's go ahead and upgrade these players. All these guys are practice squad guys, so we're going to upgrade them. But we're probably going to have to cut a good amount of these guys because we need some cap money to spend in the off season. Okay, well, let's go ahead and advance to the off season. We'll check out some of the retirements, and I'm actually going to go ahead and do the off season in this video as well because we got a lot of work to do. We really need to upgrade the linebacking core. That's the biggest position we need to upgrade. The offensive line and everything else can pretty much stay the same. I feel like I'm literally just going to focus on the linebacking core and nothing else. But let's see who retired. I'm pretty sure we're going to have some guys retire from us. Probably Gilmore. So Stephon Gilmore actually did not retire, but Chris Harris Jr. did. Okay, well, still, we're going to go ahead and let Gilmore walk so we can have money to spend because Deron Bland has developed better than I thought, so we're going to let that go. Phil Staff. Looks like we got to hire somebody new. So we actually got to hire a new offensive and defensive coordinator? Wow. Well, that's not fun. Marvin Fowler. Man. Marvin Fowler looks pretty decent. West Coast zone run. Let's go a West Coast zone run. Let's go with this guy. Brian Warner. Oh, no. West Coast. Where's the guy? West Coast zone. Seth Sutton. Let's hire him as our offensive coordinator. All right. So, defensive coordinator. 3-4 under. Quarters. Let's go Scott Anderson. All right. So we had to get the staff adjusted. We had to hire 2 new guys. McCarthy's still here, but we had to hire a new offensive and defensive coordinator. So that's something I didn't expect that I had to do this offseason, but here we are. Let's get these guys upgraded because we have a lot of skill points to spend now that we've got these guys here. Let's get to our defensive coordinator and spend some points here as well. Only got 6 points left, so we're going to have to save those. Okay. All right. Did some upgrades to the staff with all the points they already came with because we hired them. So that's what we're doing. Let's check out staff moves and let's see what else happened. So Bill Duncan got hired as a head coach. That's why. The Saints hired him away from us. And I'm guessing our defensive coordinator, Brennan Washington, got hired as the Bears head coach. Okay, that explains it. So we lost our offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator to head coaching jobs. That's why we had to hire new coordinators. They got poached away. Like Vrabel got hired as the Rams defensive coordinator. One of these guys, Brian Dable. Oh, so the Bills brought him back as a defensive coordinator. Eberflus. Yeah. Okay. Well, not ideal, but we had to bring in a new staff outside of McCarthy. But yeah. Okay. Well, so these are the guys that we're letting walk away. We just need to have some cap room. So Gilmore, Van Der Esch, Cooks, McQuamu, and all the rest of these guys we're letting walk. Hopefully that's going to give us a little bit of extra cap room that we can use to spend to help upgrade some of the holes that we have. Because we have some. All right, so here we go into the off season. I'm still bitter about the playoff loss. I guess it's because it's my own team, so therefore it stings a little bit more, if you know what I mean. All right, so here we are in free agency. Cap room, we only have $23.3 million. And we need linebackers. All of them. But middle linebacker is, I think, one that we need to go ahead and take a look at. David Long Jr. Eric Kendricks. He fits our scheme. I don't think many teams will be wanting to offer him. Let's give him a one-year deal, see if we can even make this offer. We're down to $18.18 million, but we're at Kendricks' only offer, so I'll take that. Left outside linebacker, Khalil Mack is available. Oh, man, that would be awesome to get him, but that's pretty expensive. So instead, we're going to settle for 74 overall, Jonathan Cooper. And I think now we only have, do we really only have 1.3 million left? I can't tell if that's 1.3 or 13, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, it actually is $13 million. Okay, so that makes me feel a little bit better. So we can actually probably make another offer to another linebacker. As much as I would love to go and get Khalil Mack, he's going to be out of our price range. We just can't afford somebody like that. Shaq Barrett, maybe. Travis Gibson. Michael Walker. Let's take a look at Shaq. He only wants a 1-year deal anyway. So let's see what this does. So now we're down to 8.16 million. Looks like we're actually Shaq's only offer, so that makes you feel okay. All right. We can still negotiate. Let me go ahead and take a look at our roster really quick and just see are there any like backup holes in terms of the roster that we need to fill. We have a bunch of like those random practice squad players, so that kind of gives us a little bit more. Of course, we only have 2 quarterbacks. Keelan Robinson. Ricky Pearsall. Wayne Ruby. Dawson Eaton. Zachary Thomas. Let's actually go ahead and release him. We don't really need. Demetrius Taylor. I don't know who that is, but he can get out of here. Not going to free up a lot of cap room, but you know. I mean, Overshown is going to be a solid backup, but he still needs to develop. I mean, Clark will be back, but I think having somebody like Shaq for depth reasons is going to definitely help in case he gets injured again. He's developed well, but I think getting him is going to just help with our depth reasons, you know. And he fits our scheme too, so I like the looks of that. Corners are kind of getting a little bit thin in terms of like people that we know. We could use another couple of safeties. Let's we still got our kicker and our punter. So let's actually go ahead and get maybe a backup free safety and a backup strong safety. Just looking for guys for backup roles. I don't know if we have any money that we can even spend on something like that. We're going to go ahead and get some backup guys for those positions. Rodney Thomas, Blair. Let's go ahead and get Sam Franklin Jr. on a 2-year deal. I don't think this is going to be a whole lot anyway, so we're still going to have plenty of room. Yeah, that's only getting us down to $7 million. Sean Elliott, that'd be tempting, but can't afford somebody like that right now. Caden Stearns, tempting. Nick he's not interested. Mike Edwards, 73. Let's bring him in on a 2-year deal. And I think that's going to have to do it, guys. 5 out of 5. So this is all who we're targeting. I mean, technically we didn't really need to go out and get another right outside linebacker, but we definitely needed a new middle linebacker. And I know that Eric Kendricks is a little bit of a downgrade from Van Der Esch in terms of overall, but, you know, he's an experienced guy, UCLA, been in the league for a little while. You know, he's played for Philadelphia. So he'll bring some good leadership. Shaq Barrett, I think that's a good option there. And we're bringing in Jonathan Cooper to be our new left outside linebacker, essentially. Because we had a rookie, Braswell, there, who played well, but I think getting a veteran like Cooper in there is going to help out a lot more. So I want to go ahead and get him. And we're also getting Mike Edwards and Sam Franklin Jr. as targets to get to fill the backup safety roles, because right now we don't have anybody backing up free safety or strong safety. So that's what we're going with. All right, let's advance to stage 2 and see if we sign anybody. All these guys don't have competing offers, so my thought is that we can probably get them all. But we'll see. All right. Let's upgrade players. I don't know who we can really upgrade at this point. Shaq Barrett, that obviously means that we signed him. All right. So Shaq Barrett is a player that we did manage to get, so that's good. Bringing some veteran leadership, the former Bill. Let's go to free agents and see who we're able to if we signed everybody that we targeted. My signings. Okay, so we got Eric Kendricks. Let's go. We got Shaq Barrett. We got Cooper. And we got Edwards and Franklin. Okay, so we have managed to sign everybody who we've targeted. So that's pretty good. And I think that's going to do it for free agency. That's all the money that we really can spend because we only have $5 million left. So that's what we're going with. But let's kind of get this roster situated a little bit, because these numbers are really wacky for all of these players. And, I kind of want to give them numbers that are similar to ones that they used to have. So I don't really know much about Jonathan Cooper, to tell you the truth, as far as a linebacker. Jonathan Cooper. Linebacker. Let's see, what number does he wear? So right now it looks like he plays for the Broncos. Oh, he actually wears number 0. But he wore 53 for the Broncos, so maybe we can give him that number. Give him 53. His old number back, because we have Overshown as 0. And I want to stay loyal to Overshown with that number, so we're going to keep that the way it is. All right. We got Jonathan Cooper rocking his old 53. 74 overall, definitely gives us better veteran presence as opposed to Chris Braswell. And Cooper is still young. He's he's not old or long in the tooth, so he's going to help out a little bit. All right. Now, Eric Kendricks, not to be confused with Michael Kendricks. That's his brother. So Eric actually played in Minnesota. So Eric rocked number 54. He's rocking number 6 for the Chargers, but Donovan Wilson wears 6. So let's give Eric Kendricks 54. Oh, we can't. Well, right now let's actually give him number 55. Oh, yeah, because Sam Williams wears 54. So, okay, so Kendricks will wear 55. He'll get Van Der Esch's old number, because Overshown is wearing 0. We got Tatum Bethune, one-year man out of Florida State. I don't really know who he is. He's probably a practice squad guy. All right, now Shaq Barrett's interesting. Or Shaquille Barrett, but everybody calls him Shaq anyway. So what's the difference? So Shaq he wore 48 and he wore 58. But Mozzie Smith wears 58, so maybe he can wear 48? Yeah, that's the number he used to wear with the Broncos, so we'll give him his old Denver Broncos number. Now, Clark is actually better than him, but Shaq can fill in and, and probably play some other spots at linebacker in case we need to get some veteran experience in there. Because Kari Coleman as the backup was not exactly the scenario that I wanted last year for this team. All right, so corners are good. Let's get to free safeties. Let's take a look at these guys. Sam Franklin Jr. Sam Franklin Jr. I don't know really much about him. So he plays for the Panthers. But Deuce Vaughn wears 42. So he can stay at 23 if he wants to. Mike Edwards out of Kentucky. I don't know what number he wears, like right now in the NFL. It looks like he wears number 32. But we have a corner that's wearing 32, so he can stay at 24. And then again, depending on whatever rookies we draft, it is what it is. Okay, so going into the draft, we don't really have to fill a whole lot of needs through the draft, but we're going to definitely account for offensive line once again, and maybe defensive line and linebacker. I think those are the positions we really need to address the most. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and kind of bypass the rest of free agency, and we're going to get to the draft and get ready to get going with that. After the draft, we're going to reassign numbers and do all that. Oh, we can decide fifth-year options. Let's see. Who can we do? What are your thoughts on Tyler Smith? Trying to create a budget for the next few years. Long-term contract. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Let's pick up his fifth-year option. Sweet. So Tyler Smith will be locked in for later. One of our good young players. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at mock draft 5 and see who they have us picking. We're going to have a pretty low pick anyway because we had such a good year. Right now we are projected to take, at 28, wide receiver Luther Burden. And actually, that may be a decent option because we lost Brandon Cooks. We let him walk. We still have Gallup and we still have Lamb. But we could use another good receiver with the passing game. Another good young guy to go along with Drake May, who we drafted last year. Let me see who some of the top picks are projected to be. So Will Johnson out of Michigan is projected to be the #1 pick to the Saints. Okay, and Drew Allar out of Penn State, who's the top quarterback, is selected to go to Tampa Bay at 2. Harold Perkins, Jeremiah Alexander, Cade Klubnik is projected to be second quarterback off the board from Clemson to go to Washington. Marvin Jones Jr. projected to go to Georgia. Will Campbell to the Bears. Interesting. Okay. So pretty interesting draft stock right there. Okay, so private workouts. It just doesn't have a decision to the staff. Let's advance to the next week and let's get ready for the draft. Time to get some young players to mix in with all these old all-pro veterans we have and get a little bit younger. Let's go.
It's the New Orleans Saints, now on the clock.
All right, let's see if that receiver is still there, Luther. Is he still here? Luther Burden. But Sonny Styles, we could go ahead and get Antonio Gates Jr. or Travis Hunter. Let's go with Luther Burden out of Missouri. It's our first-round pick. Somebody else to just boost the receiving core. It'll be fun.
On the clock now, the Dallas Cowboys.
He'll give us another weapon at the receiver spot. So I like that. All right. Second-round pick. Xavier Wapaka out of Iowa. Or we could go for this right tackle. You know what? Let's actually go ahead and get a right tackle, Josh Aldridge, because we don't have another one to back up Terrence Steele. So let's go with him. Josh Aldridge.
It's the Dallas Cowboys
out of Colorado.
On the clock.
All right. Could go for another receiver, but I don't think we really need that. In the third round. You know what? This defensive tackle, Chris Hilbert, out of Fresno State, looks pretty good. Let's go with him. Some more depth behind Odigizua.
It's the Cowboys.
Just to give some more depth back there. Played at Florida State. All right, 4th round pick. I feel like we could go for another offensive lineman if there's one high enough, but there really isn't. You know what? Chad Woodley out of... No, well, we already drafted a left tackle last year. You know what? Cortland Carney out of Alabama. Let's go with him. He's a speed rusher. And he would fit our scheme if he comes here. That's going to help our defensive line. Somebody to kind of back up Micah as an edge rusher. I like him. I think that's going to be a solid pickup for as our 4th round selection.
Cowboys are now on the clock.
All right, 5th round pick. Getting some of the lower rounds here, but still decent players should probably be available. Earl Landry out of Clemson. Could use some more depth at linebacker, so you know what? We did address linebacker this offseason, but let's go ahead and get Earl Landry out of Clemson, middle linebacker. I don't think he's a real player, but still.
On the clock now, the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm also trying to select guys that fit our scheme because the scheme has changed up a little bit because we had to get a new offensive and defensive coordinator. So I got to kind of account for that when making some of these selections now, I feel. Well, we could go in and get this Eric Wallace guy out of Penn State, this left tackle, but you know what? Vince Jackson out of Washington State, free safety. Let's go ahead and actually go with him because we could use more depth at free safety or any of the defensive backs. Got to count that, you know, not all these guys will be around for who knows how much longer. We got some guys that are getting up there in age, so got to take account for that.
It's the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, so this is our last pick of this year's draft. Let's see what I want to do. I kind of want to go with the quarterback just so we can have somebody to a 3rd stringer without having to go get one in the off season, if you will, in the free agent pool. Austin Tucker out of Coastal Carolina, maybe. It's just he's a scrambler. He doesn't really fit our scheme, but let's go with him just to have a backup quarterback. Well, a 3rd string quarterback because Cooper Rush isn't here anymore. So let's go with him as our last selection of the draft. All right. So our draft this year, I think, is definitely looking a little bit better than last year because, last year we actually had to have a lot of those rookies starting due to the fact that that we were in kind of salary cap hell and we couldn't really keep a lot of guys. Luther Burden, our 1st round pick, 20th overall receiver out of Missouri. I like him. I think he'll fit in well. Then again, we also need another receiver because Brandon Cooks is gone and we didn't address receiver in the offseason. Now, Josh Aldridge as our right tackle out of Colorado. We don't have a backup right tackle, so I went ahead and drafted one to back up Terrence Steele. Chris Hilbert, defensive tackle, more depth behind Odigizua. Cortland Carney, left end out of Arkansas. I said Alabama earlier, but he's actually from Arkansas. I mean, hey, Jerry Jones loves his Arkansas Razorbacks. So why not show a little bit of love? He's a speed rusher, so I think he's going to fit in very well as a guy that can learn behind Micah Parsons. Earl Landry, middle linebacker out of Clemson. Don't know if he's a real player, actually, but we might have gotten Eric Kendricks in the offseason, but I think we still needed another middle linebacker for depth. And Vince Jackson, free safety, and Austin Tucker, quarterback out of Coastal Carolina. So just overall, Luther, I think, could be somebody that could, be an impactful player this season. But he's about the only rookie who I see doing that. Other than really maybe him, I don't really see any other rookies getting a chance to get a lot of significant minutes, if you will. And that's what we're going with. So Austin Tucker, we're going to have him wear number 9. He's going to rock Tony Romo's old number, 64 overall. And this is our roster. We got Zeke, we got Dustin Vaughn, we got Keelan Robinson. I don't know what his number was at Texas, but I feel like it was He wore number 7. But I don't think we can give him number 7 because that's Trayvon Diggs' number. But we're going to have him rock something different than 19 because that kind of looks a little bit awkward. He's a practice squad guy, but still. Let's have him rock 29, because why not? Lipke. Yeah, Luther is now our third best receiver at 76 overall. So that's a pretty good starting point for him. And of course, we got Gallup and we got Lamb. So pretty good looking group here. Let me see. Luther Burden. What was his number? What's his number at Missouri? So Luther Burden is definitely a real player. That's the first thing. So he does wear number 3. So he's going to take Cooks' old number, basically. All right. And Ricky Pearsall, we're going to have him wear a different number. Just have him wear like maybe a single digits, maybe a teen digit number. Now let's have him rock 10. We only have 2 tight ends, but I think that's still okay for us to rock out with that. Josh Aldridge. Colorado. Well, looks like actually he's not a real player, but that's fine. We'll keep him at 65. Hoko, Cortland Carney. Well, I guess Cortland Carney's not a real player either, so he can stay at 98, excuse me. Still, somebody else that can be a backup. And Chris Hilbert. He can stay at 92. Overshown, Earl Landry. He can stay at 59 because I don't think he's a real player. Shaq Barrett. Well, 22 and 8 are retired, so we got to change Max Williams' number for sure. Oh, no, I don't want to release him. I want to edit him. I hit the wrong button. Let's change his number to 20. Have him rock 20. And let's see. I don't want Justin Whaley to be wearing number 8. So let's give him number... No, let's not release him. Let's give him number, like maybe some like ridiculous number in the 30s or the 40s. Let's give him 30. Wanya Thomas's old number. Lee Hooker, Franklin, Vince Jackson. I don't think he's real, so he can stay at 34. Mike Edwards. Okay. Well, this is our roster for year number 3 with Drake May in his second season. Let's go ahead and advance to next week, get into the preseason. We'll take a look at the way that our roster is kind of looking right now. Obviously, it's going to have it's obviously going to be at the mandated 53 because we let some guys go. Therefore, we were able to create some cap room. And, yeah, our roster is at 60, so that's good. It's better than where we were last year. We only had 51 players on our roster for the majority of the season. So that wasn't, very fun, but it's what we had to do. So it is what it is. All right, guys. Well, this is going to wrap up part 2 of the Cowboys rebuild without Dak Prescott. So, we had a very good first season. We won, I think we went 14-3, I want to say. We had a good year. We earned a first-round bye in the playoffs for the first time since the 2016 season, which was huge. But like that season in Dak's rookie year, we couldn't win our first playoff game. We got down in a hole early against the Rams, and we came back. We lost that game by 3, and that was tough. We had defensive injuries at the end of last season that really put a hand grenade in our season. We lost Odigizua. We lost Micah towards the end of the year, even though we played during the playoff game. We also lost Stephon Gilmore for the season, but he's no longer in Dallas. He didn't retire, so I don't know where he's playing right now, but he'll probably retire after this season for sure, especially based off the fact that he probably didn't want to end his career on an injury. But we just couldn't afford to keep him around for another year. We had to leave some of that cap room to do some more things. And fortunately, this offseason, when we've upgraded the linebacking core, that was our weakest position group going into this offseason, because we got some young guys there, but we need some veterans that fit the scheme. And we also had to hire a new offensive and defensive coordinator, because both of our offensive and defensive coordinators from this past season got head coaching jobs. So we had to replace them. And hopefully these new guys can come in and they can do well. We're still going to have guys like Zeke back for one more year. And a lot of the main core guys from the real-life team are still intact. But who knows? I'm trying to get this team to win a championship without Dak Prescott, more so trying to kind of give a good number of Cowboy fans what they want, including myself to a certain degree, because in real life, I don't think Dak Prescott is going to lead this team to success in the postseason. Now, in this particular universe, you could say, well, Drake May didn't do the same thing. Well, hey, we didn't have a healthy defense in the playoffs. When we get to the playoffs and we're healthy this season, which is hopefully going to be the scenario, we're going to be a better team and we're going to be able to make a run to the Super Bowl. That's the way that I feel going into 2025. So, this is where I'm going to leave this live stream right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. I may go ahead and have another part tomorrow. I'll see what I want to do. I didn't really know if I actually wanted to do gaming live streaming this week, because the Hitman stuff last week was pretty fun. I thought about, going on, not doing it for a week in terms of the live streaming, but you know what? Decided I want to do it anyway, because, next weekend I'm going to be at home celebrating Christmas with my family, so I won't be doing any gaming until probably the new year. So, just letting you guys kind of be aware that this is probably going to be the last Monday and Tuesday that I'm actually going to stream, and yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your day. It's your boy Malin, and I'm out.